Hello, Unstoppable Squad. Welcome to another edition of the Unstoppable Podcast. I'm the Immortal Spades.
I'm Unstoppable Denominator.
What are we talking about today, Unstoppable?
So, will we have any guests here on this podcast?
Yes. Short answer, absolutely.
Yes, I have a lot of guest ideas for you guys. I can go over the names who I want to have. I would like to have my buddy, who I react to his music. That's my number one person I would love to have here on this podcast to talk about his music, talk about how he got into music, and a whole bunch of stuff with him.
Yep.
Just like how we did in the last episode when we went over how you got into the wrestling business
Absolutely.
and stuff. So I would like to have him on the podcast eventually. I'm in the talks with him. Hopefully maybe tomorrow or something. Sample, you know?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We do have Little Betty who will be on the podcast,
Yep.
but she's not just gonna be a guest. She's gonna be here with us on the screen.
Right. But right now, we're just kind of doing what we're doing because we don't need her at this point. And same with me. Say if I wasn't here and if Little Baddie was here instead of me, the show would still go on. That's it. We can always, sometimes we always can't be here. There's probably times where he might not be here and it might just be me and Little Baddie doing this. This is our studio. Am I right? Basically. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not going to say you're not going to be here, but I'm saying if something were to happen, not everything is guaranteed is what I'm trying to say.
How can you do that if you can't get in the house?
Don't worry, I'll break a window.
That should be... Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea. Right on the podcast. All right, so I just wrote down an idea for the next episode, future episode.
Yeah.
So
we got other guests coming on the show, and I've got a few people I would like to bring in, too.
I do want to have more Little Baddie on the show.
Oh, absolutely.
We have a few ideas written down for her to be on the show, on the podcast. Like, when we're all together, right? We'll be coming up with a lot more topics that certain episode and stuff.
I agree.
Also, I do plan on having other buddy on the show. Ooh.
Yes. Wiener?
Oh, no. The pizza.
Oh, yeah, that guy. The guy from Pizza. He's cool. I like him. I'll ask those guys, definitely. I'll definitely ask those guys. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of talking to one right now. Just give me 1 second, see what he says.
Alright, so I do want to have my buddy, we call him the Wiener.
Yep.
Also, I do want to have the bitch on the show.
One of my buddies, he's a wrestling fanatic.
On the show. There's a lot of people that I want to have part of the show. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of. I always was. He's fun to make fun of. It's kind of like picking on you. Yeah, I like picking on. He sucks.
Yeah, we have a lot of.
We have a lot of guests that we want to put on the show. This podcast is going to be great. Once we start really getting afloat here, and we actually start getting people in and as special guests, stuff like that, it's great.
Yeah, and I've been listening to Logan Paul a lot, and a lot of his fans like it's just him and his
Me and interrupt you. I got another idea. What I would like to talk with. He switched his job, by the way. I want to ask him how that is. He's no longer working at the other place. He's working at. I just saw him. Always ask him how the job switch was and how was it a pain, that kind of stuff. Just an idea.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I do listen to Logan Paul's podcast. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I listen to Logan Paul. I listen to Steve-O podcast. I listen to the Trailer Park Boys podcast. I listen to Roman Atwood podcast. This is what got me to do a podcast. And that's actually going to be an episode where we'll be talking about.
Yes.
So, but I do want to have guests on this channel. I even want to have Blue Kiddo on a show, on a guest, actually, because I told him that I would love to have him on the podcast. Would love to have Blue Kiddo on a podcast. We can do a Zoom call with him and stuff.
That's the whole thing. You can always. I was saying, Zoom calls are great. Yes.
I do want to have the guy that I made an appearance on, was supposed to be on his channel, but he did interview me about a lot of things about running up church. My buddy Skiz.
Sorry, little baddie, but I'm feeling a little baddie myself.
Skiz, I love to have Skiz on the podcast. I want to talk to him. I haven't talked to him in the longest time, guys. What got me into with Skiz is he hated Upchurch, and that's what got me in a feud with Skiz and everything. Oh, that's another podcast we'll be talking about. Feuds. A lot of feuds had happened with me on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's endless.
So that's gonna be the next topic very soon.
Yep.
But I do want to have Skiz, the Wiener, endless names I want to have on this podcast.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make this we want to make this podcast a thing.
This is, I listen to, like I said, I listen to Logan Paul. The fans love just the bros, him and his usual partners on the show. But they do love the guests too. But they just love hearing them on the show. So we would like your guys' feedback. Do you guys like to have guests? I know you guys would love to have guests. We'll have the guests down the road. And not just that, I do have other plans for this show too. I would like to do a live audience down the road. You know how some people go to live audience and retape it and stuff?
Right.
Their podcasts and stuff.
I like that deal. Just playing belts. I couldn't reach mine.
Oh, really? It's
couldn't,
right there. It's on camera.
I know, but I was lazy.
I don't know. But also, would you also like to have on the podcast for guests?
Well, I would actually. There's a few people. There's a few people that I've been meaning to talk with. I don't know.
My main goal was also to have is his tag team partner, but apparently he's being a chicken.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, two guys. Like I said, don't get discouraged. This show is gonna be phenomenal. We're gonna have so many guests. We're gonna make this podcast bigger than what it is, and I'm looking forward to it. Unstoppable. Me personally, I think this podcast was a great idea from you. I honestly wasn't on board at first. I was like, kind of, yeah. But now I'm
Little Betty wanted us to do a podcast with her and stuff. I'm like, that was my idea in the first place.
Right, it was, and that's the thing. Right now.
Because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that wanted me to get into doing it.
This is probably going to be the last podcast for now, but with just the two of us, hopefully. I'm hoping the next one she's going to be on, and I guarantee it, she will be here from here on out. Again,
if not, we are very sorry. You guys will hear from her soon. So
she is busy. She literally is working a lot behind the scenes.
He's told me about it. She is working on behind the scenes. I gave her the idea of doing the merch and stuff. She's also doing a whole bunch of other things behind the scenes for our wrestling reaction channels. So this is a big main job for her. So I told her, if you want to be on this channel, you gotta help us out. You just can't be, on the show and just not give us anything to return.
Exactly. So she'll be here. She loves doing what she's doing with us.
Hey, who knows? Maybe she might have some guest ideas for the show.
Oh, she already does. I want to say one person, but I don't want to give everybody the surprise. You know who I'm talking about.
But I do, like I said, we do have a lot of ideas for you guys.
I'm not saying it yet, just in case.
Like I said, this may not go out until April anyway.
Yeah, I got you.
But this podcast is going to be interesting for you guys. Longer episodes, longer talking ideas for you guys. This is not that much of a talk because this is maybe a short for you guys. When are you guys gonna have guests? Where's Little Baddie and blah blah blah. She is going to be on the show. She couldn't come today because she had a doctor's appointment. So
you have to at least do an episode for you guys.
We are behind on our wrestling reaction channel, but we have so many podcast ideas. I want to get this out. I want to get this out by April. I want to get going, you guys. You guys are dying for listen to our ideas and talk about a whole bunch of topics we have and ideas of. So, any other?
No, that's all I got for now. But again, guys, stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. This is gonna be like a jam-packed show. We're gonna have so much going on in this podcast channel. Also, like I said, I know this doesn't relate to this channel, but our our Unstoppable Wrestling Reactions, that's been kicking off really well. We've been doing other promotions as well for it, and honestly, we will get in depth and talk about that on a podcast idea. I think that'd be an idea.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Unstoppable Squad. We'll see you guys in the next episode where we're going to talk about that topic.
Till next time, I'm the Immortal Spades.
I'm Unstoppable Denominator.
We're out.
Peace. I'm ugly.
Suck.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Skiz here. And if you don't subscribe to Buon and the Unstoppable Denominator, then you are a toothy bumfuck, pussy ass bitch motherfucker.